Hi, and welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And Beth is not hidden this week because our decoration is small. That's pretty. What are those? Are those all your designs, Eve?
Yeah.
So all those designs are available on our Etsy shop?
Yeah, this one's falling leaves, and that one's pumpkin picking, and that one's
Scaring crows.
scaring crows, yeah. And that is a mini version of the big one that's in the cornfield.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are all available. They're cute. And you could stitch them up in a day, in 1 week. Time for Thanksgiving.
There's a little bit of
Less
fall
than
left.
1 week.
Actually, they're very small, so you can stitch them pretty quickly. So. Except for me, because I have to redo everything.
So what is it? Now we are...
Less than a week.
A few days.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 days maybe?
Yeah,
Depending
less
on
than
how
a
you
week
count.
for the end.
To Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because
It's
on the 4th.
It was a week from yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a week from... Oh, no. Today's Saturday, love.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
So Sunday to
5
Thursday
days.
is 5 days.
Yeah.
God, how do I not know what day it is?
I don't know. I barely know what day it is.
Oops.
Oh my gosh. So hi. Welcome back. We're just like, really. I just came from work. And
We're very discombobulated
yeah, we're a
today.
little discombobulated. We're recording late, as you can see from the light
Shadows,
outside.
Yeah.
You can see our palm. Those are palm trees, not aliens. It looks like they're pretty stable tonight. They're not flashing or whatever. I guess it was like the reflection of cars or something that was messing it up, right?
And we had something very unusual.
Yeah.
We had this wet stuff that kept falling from the
I know.
sky.
It fell from the ground.
Yeah, and I asked
from
the
the sky.
sky driver what it was. He goes, I don't know. I don't recognize that stuff.
Well, you know, at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something, I think I had just gone to the bathroom or I was about to go to the bathroom or something.
All your stories start with bathrooms.
But like all of a sudden, it started raining right that moment.
Yeah.
You know, because like it was quiet and then.
And I'll talk more about the rain and how it has affected us in stories. But you're going first, right, Beth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I finished working on the peacock for WIP-GO I showed last week, and I had my other WIP-GO piece on the balcony. If I can unbury that somewhere here. Up there. Sorry, I have a bunch of stuff and I have it all in the wrong order. So on the balcony, the picture of my cat that I took that Eve turned into a cross stitch. So I did a little bit more work on it. I added some stitches to the cat here. I almost finished this gray of the table, not quite. And then I did a little bit more. I finished the brown of the edge of the post, and I did a few more. There's a little gray area and some other stitches that you can't really see because they're kind of the same color as this cloth. But I did my goal. I think I did like an extra day or two just to finish that section off. And actually, I was looking at this and I was like, I could have, I kind of wasted a lot of fabric. I should have put this design like up here in the corner, whatever. But I did it in the center of the fabric. I think I wasn't quite sure if I had enough. And so this is the top edge of the picture.
Oh.
So yeah, it's
you
kind of...
You can put a bunch of smalls on that fabric.
Yeah, this is the top edge and this is the bottom edge. So, and then this is the side. And it's a little bit, I think, more on this side. But yeah, so anyway, that's on the balcony. That's this. It's probably 7 days, so I did on that. And I don't know when I'll get back to it, but there it is. So I have then also on my WIP-GO board, 2 new starts and 2 FFOs. So the one of the new starts is the beaver, which is the year in the woods that I haven't started yet. And the other one that I'm doing is this, which is one of the Black Cat season charts that Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches did. And so this is number 3. And she also did some free border things. So I had done I think I had talked about that I did this border under the number 2 chart. So this is the beginning of the number 3 chart. And so I did the 3 black cats across the front. And I'm working on the lettering here. It says, "May the blackest cat you've ever seen make you smile on Halloween." So right now I just got the lettering to do, and then there's some cat feet and cat tails on the bottom, and there's a few little star kind of things here. But right now I'm actually going down the side here with the thread, just marking not exactly every 10, but right now where I am now, I'm probably going to do, you know, every 10 or something, just because I got a little paranoid when I was doing this, because I was trying to make sure like the borders that she provided go all the way to the edge, so they're edge to edge the width of the designs. But these designs here, like where these little stars are, that's the edge of the design. But the like the cats here start, you know, a few spaces in and a few spaces down. So they don't start, you know, like they're not real close to the left-hand corner. So I have to make sure that I'm counting far enough in and far enough down, whatever, to put them in the right place. And I got a little paranoid that I might accidentally start a design too far one way or the other. And so so I decided to sort of mark the left-hand edge all the way down. So I'm just putting a thread, you know, every so many squares, you know, so I can have something to guide off of. And so I'm probably going to do, I don't know, maybe every 10 stitches now that I'm out sort of in the wilderness, but to just keep a straight left-hand edge going down. But so that's that. I think I just did a couple of days. Oh, one thing I did, these little kitties, little kitty heads across the top, you backstitch their eyes and their whiskers, and they're like slightly like off-centered. The nose for the cats is not in the middle of the you know, the lines going across. They're like one over, and so they're slightly askew. But the whiskers are also that way. The whiskers are like, you know, like say one square here, but 2 squares on this side, past the little cat head. And I didn't realize that. I didn't catch it until I was on the 3rd one, and I realized, oh, it's supposed to be longer on this side than on that side. So I just went back and like added, you know, a thread on top of the thread I'd done, just to back it up. So you can, if you look closely, you can see like these 2 are thicker than this one, but you know, I wanted to make them right just because I like their wonky whiskers. So that's that one. And then I'm making a mess here. Continuing the theme of when you clean, you find treasures. I was working on, you know, Thanksgiving is coming up, of course, and my aunt will be visiting, and back here, fortunately, you cannot see it exactly, but on the other side of the couch that's behind us,
sometimes you can.
I have all kinds of finishing stuff there because I've been doing, you know, finishing this year because of my WIP-GO stuff. So I have, like, you know, my stuffing and my fabric and my sewing stuff and things like that. But one of my FFOs is this Midnight Sleigh Ride is the name of it. And the designer is Melody Pons. And I'll tell you why I know that now. But so I had been looking for the finishing stuff that I bought for this. Cording and stuff like that. And the actual magazine pages that I got this from. And I said, I know they're in a little Ziploc bag that I, of all the stuff I bought, and I kept thinking, are they here? Are they there? And I was looking and looking, and that's why I led to that ransacking and listing of all my things, because I kept thinking, surely I'll find them here. If I just empty this out, if I go through this, I'll find them. I couldn't find them. But so I started cleaning up that area and, or trying to organize things. And I had not too long ago bought a little plastic box, and I had thought I'll put all my spools of ribbon in there because they were my other finishing box I had was kind of overflowing. So I was taking all of the spools out and putting them away, and so I was like, digging around in my other finishing box to make sure that I had gotten all the spools of ribbon. And guess what I found? So I found this bag of the finishing stuff that I bought
for the
Santa. Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yeah. So there's just a few things in here. There's the ribbon that I bought when I did that, and some cording and stuff that I bought, but also the magazine pages. So the magazine was called Cross Stitch Christmas 1995. And you probably can't see it from there, but I'll try to put a picture of it. But this is, I took the magazine pages out, so I might not even have the magazine anymore. I don't know.
I hope not.
But but this is the picture of the model. So and there's some finishing instructions in here, and that's why I bought the cording and all that. But I don't know how much I'm gonna finish it because at the time I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But so the date on here was 1995, and on the chart, I think I probably started it in 95 or maybe shortly after that, but got around to doing it. But on here, you can see where I had used a pen to write in 2011. And then I didn't actually finish it until 2018. So.
And it's 2023, and he still hasn't finished it, fully finished it.
Yeah. So that's the long saga of Santa's sleigh ride. And I still can't get over Santa's black eyes. It looks like it's like somebody punched him in the face. But so I'm still a little undecided on how I want to finish this. I could do a hoop finish, but we went to Hobby Lobby the other day, and I just kind of guesstimated, but this is too big. It's a 6-inch hoop. It's too big. I know they make a smaller hoop, probably maybe they have one that's 4 inches. This is actually 4.5 inches across. So I don't know that I'll do a hoop finish. Because there's some little white dots that are supposed to be stars, I guess, that are very close to the edge. Because I thought, well, I could maybe squeeze it in and have if I did a hoop finish, the edge of the hoop would, if I could find a 4-inch one, would be right up against some of that. But I might just do a flat finish, like an ornament kind of finish or whatever. With some mat board or whatever, and just put it on there. So it's still a work in progress. And I have like these little, I think they're quilting or sewing tools. These little templates, these little plastic templates. But I think this one is too small and this one is too big. So I actually have a compass.
The Fiskars templates that are in there.
Do you have a template in there? I was thinking you did.
I have tons of templates in there. I am sure one will fit. If you're not going to use a hoop, just do that.
Yeah, because I have either mat board or foam core or other cardboard kind of things that I could use to make like a one disc for the stitching and one disc for fabric and sandwich them together, or, whatever. So that's, like I said, that's still a work in progress, but it's closer now that I found the stuff. And then while I was finding or digging around doing my inventory, I found these, and they have fabric in them. These two little things, and they're small. One is, I think, 49 by 40, and the other is like 65 square. 65 by 65, and they're Christmassy themed. Winter, and I want to do them. This one is a little kit by Jabco, just another button company. It's called Not a Creature Was Stirring. And so the way they sold this was, if you buy the buttons, you get the chart for free. And so I bought this at the attic, and it has, you can't see them here because I don't want to take it out because they're buried, but there's a little mouse, sleepy mouse button, and the stocking button. And so then the chart says shh on it. And it's charted in DMC colors, but one of the things it suggests is using a Turkish red for the two colors of red that make up this word. And so I did have a skein of Turkish red, so I may go ahead and do that. So that's that one. And then this one is by Country Cottage Needleworks, Snowy Reindeer, and I guess it's from the Frosty Forest series. I'm not real familiar with it, but I had put a piece of fabric in here of looks like Lugana that I dyed. So there's that, and this is also in DMC, except there's one gassed color that's shutter green that I do not have, and I don't know how much it's used in this. I haven't looked at the chart itself, but I'd like to use that shutter green if I can. So I'd be forced to make another trip to the attic. So, but they're two really cute charts, and they're small, and I want to do them. This one has I think a button, also Jabco button, and I don't know if I'd be able to find it at the attic, or if I'd have to order it, or if it's charted, I can do it, something different. But this is really cute too. The only thing is, like, the DMC threads, when we were at Hobby Lobby the other day, I thought, oh yeah, I think I need a few DMCs, and I just was like trying to think off the top of my head, because I had written them down, but I didn't have the list with me, and I hadn't put it like on my phone or anything like that. So we were there, and I thought, well, I think I need this one, and I think I need that one, just because, so I didn't have to go digging around looking for them. And I got home, and of the 4 skeins that I bought, I didn't need any of them. There were none. No, there was one I needed. That was right, $7.25. For some reason,
I have some fancy app that shows you all your things.
Actually, it doesn't work on my phone.
Oh.
Because my phone is a weirdo LG or whatever. It doesn't. They don't. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
It's on my. It works on my tablet, but not on my phone. So yeah. So I have made a note of them now. So maybe next time we're at the Hobby Lobby, I can get them at the Lobby of Hobbs. But so then. So for my finishing thing, besides the Midnight Sleigh Ride, the other option, the other WIP-GO thing is More Chocolate Bunnies by Hands On Design. And I had a round Easter thing that I bought at Joann's some time ago. And it has these little carrots all around. And it's a round thing. It has all these carrots and a blank thing in the middle. And I thought, oh, well, this would work there very nicely. But I think it's too big. The space in between the carrots is too small to fit this comfortably. It would be very tight, and I don't quite like it. But when we were at Hobby Lobby, I bought this, so I think this would work. And I think I want to maybe put some trim around it because this little square and this fabric that the design is on are about the same color. So I'd want to do something to make it stand out. And the easiest thing would be to put some kind of trim around the edge of it there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But I also thought that since I'm finishing things, I had shown this before Halloween, I guess, Praiseworthy Stitches Little Witch Ornament Kit. So it's already got all the stuff to finish it with. So I think I might just do that since I'm going to be finishing stuff anyway. And the other thing I came across was this Be Well. And this was done during the pandemic. Several designers were doing the ideas with this, with the words Be Well, either some kind of a bee thing or like some things like Be Well and Stitch or whatever. So there were all kinds of designs. And so this is one that I did, and I never did anything with it. So I think I have some thoughts about finishing this. And this is by the Blackberry Rabbit. I don't have a picture of the thing, I just have the chart. So, but yeah, that's really pretty. It's a big bee and a bunch of flowers and stuff. So I'm going to finish that also. And the other thing I was going to talk about is you know, that list that I showed you last week of pages of charts. Yeah, I have, like, I did 2 more pages of stuff.
Oh no, are you kidding?
One is my WIP-GO list, and the other is I just found more. That's where I found these 2 charts. I found more charts that I haven't done yet.
Oh my gosh.
And oh, this one I wanted to show because what really prompted me starting to look for that was I was looking for this chart. Because I knew I had worked on it this spring and maybe later on. This is Snowman 2023 by Lindsay Waite of Primrose Cottage Stitches. So it's really cute. And I worked on it, I may have worked on it for Mania, but I had ordered it from Keepsakes in Cincinnati. There was I think it was a market had just been going on, the virtual one or whatever, I don't know.
No, it wasn't the virtual one. It was last year in February.
Yeah, it was earlier this year.
Was it? Yeah, you just
but they had you know, I was thinking, do I want to order anything from there? I don't know if I want to order from you know, market or whatever it was, and several places were, you know, had like, I don't know, like Friday is the deadline if you want to order from them, you know, to get it. And so I was thinking, oh, I think I'm missing the window because I was, you know, hemmed and hawed too long. But then I was watching Just Keep Stitching, and Stephanie, who works at Keepsakes, was saying that, you know, oh, our deadline is, you know, is like Monday night or something like that, you know, Monday at the close of business or whatever. So I called them and I placed an order. I just got it under the wire. And so I ordered a handful of things, and this snowman was among them. And so, but I knew I had worked on it, but I didn't know where I put it. And so I was going through all my stuff, and I found it in my WIP-GO bin. When you clean, you find treasure.
Right.
Because I had put it in this little bitty bag, and then I had stuck it in the WIP-GO bin. But it was like all the project bags in my WIP-GO bin are regular full size bags, whatever. And so I had looked briefly in there. I thought, you know, I had looked at some of the project bags. I thought, well, it's not that. And I didn't think to look like on the sides of this bin, which is where this small bag was. It was crammed down on the side. So there it is. So this is the snowman. I've done pretty much. I worked on the other color of green on this tree, and I did his little heart there, and I did the eye and the beak on these cardinals. And so all that's left now is the snow. I had done all the rest of it before, so so I did that, the green and the thing, and now I'm doing the snow. So it's a lot of snow, all the snow in the snowman, and then the snow makes a frame around the design, and there's some snowflakes and stuff. So there's a lot to do, but I think I can finish it by the end of this month, maybe. So
That's cute.
yeah. So I think that is all me.
I think I should go next.
Okay.
So I have been a busy little bee. My foot is feeling better. My leg is feeling better. So I finished the snowman bag.
That's so adorable.
It has a little snowflake charm on it. And like, well, as long as I'm over here sewing, I made
That is so beautiful.
a reindeer bag. And
y'all better buy that right now, because I kind of want to buy it. It's so beautiful.
so this has a little charm that says Noel, and this has
And I don't even cross stitch that much, and I still want to buy it.
this has, well, you can put other things besides cross stitch in here. This has a little reindeer. And I said, you know...
And don't be thinking that I get things for free from these people, because
No.
I do not.
So, in 2020, I found this fabric. And I made a couple of bags using this and some black snowflake stripes. And I went back... I love this fabric. And I went back to try to get both of those again, because they looked really good together. They didn't have the black. I bought it at Joann. They didn't have the black snowflakes, but they had this, and I bought like 2 yards of it because I think that might have been what was on the bolt.
Yeah, it's so
And
beautiful.
I was just like, oh, yeah. So then Mom passed away and all that other stuff, and Christmas and everything, and I completely forgot I had it until I pulled out all that fabric.
I made a cover button needle minder out of that fabric.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we still have it, but you did. Anyway, so I decided to make this. But I only had half a yard of this.
Oh, I see. That has a white
or
a cream color.
Yeah.
That's really pretty.
So
Wow.
I wanted to make one of these bags. This has a different type of little reindeer. It's a little goofier looking reindeer head.
Oh,
anyway,
cute.
Yeah.
I put
Rudolph.
this. Yeah, I put this black sparkly fabric with this as a handle,
It's so pretty.
and it is approximately the same size as one of these.
Nice.
So just FYI.
But doesn't have a matching notions.
No, and I'm used to doing a set of these.
Yeah.
And so I have another one. I'm like, should I make an ocean's pouch? I don't know. I didn't for the other
that's
one.
So pretty.
But I don't know. You never know. Anyway, these are not on the Etsy shop yet because I have been
Because they're hot off the presses.
I finished this morning. And the other one. I finished the 2 reindeer things this morning. And I have another bag cut out, ready to go, but that's going to have to wait till after Thanksgiving, I think. Which is okay, because I don't have any charms that I think will work with it. Anyway, so I was sewing a lot. And then I have been working a lot on the ornaments. But I decided, again, today, to FFO this.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is for Tim's girlfriend.
Virginia.
A little glue thread or
Nice.
something on there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really good. The
Oh
green
my
really brings
gosh,
out
that's so pretty.
the green and the holly.
Yeah, I was debating about
Wow.
maybe getting some little hollies, but then I looked at it and I
think
said
it's
it's fine
perfect.
just like it is.
Mhm.
Tim is not a
so nice.
person that likes a lot of frou-frou stuff. So
His girlfriend might. But that's really pretty.
So
Is that ribbon on the hanger?
yes.
Oh, that's really pretty.
So I have been working on this for Peyton, Robert's girlfriend, 2023 Snowman, which is what I'm working on right now. And it's somewhere in here. Naomi will put a picture of it because I forgot to bring the magazine over here. I am almost done with the color portion of this. And then there's quite a bit of back stitching, both in black and in silver. Part of me goes, does it really need silver back stitching? Does it need back stitching at all? But there's back stitching around where the hangers go. So, I don't know. Anyway. So that's what I'm working on right now. But I've also been working some more on this one. And I'm trying to remember the name of this.
Was that the peace one?
Peace on Earth by Evdokia Nikolavia of Puno. You can see it written on our last video.
No,
Did
because
you
you
put it
didn't
in?
send it to me, and it was the middle of the night.
I didn't send it to you?
No. You didn't send it to me, and when I did the video, that's a good story. It was very late, and so I didn't bother you, and I
I must have
apologize
put
to our
it-
viewers because
I must have put it
didn't
in
put
on. I must have put it in on mine.
Maybe you did, but
Yeah.
I do apologize. 'cause
Anyway,
she said,
I
"Put
can't
the
pronounce
name
it.
up," and I didn't, and I was like, sorry.
2023 Snowman is designed by Anna. What is it with these names? Kobyliska of Swedenet. Anyway, so as predicted, you cannot see the white. You should have seen me looking at it to do it. So if there's mistakes in it, I don't know. But it has a dove and the word peace in the middle. And I'm going to add like a blue or something so that those show up. So that, you know, if when it's hanging, you're at the right angle, you can see the snowflakes.
Right.
But that way the flowers and the word peace will show up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working on that, but obviously only when my eyes feel good. So I will take a picture of it, and you know, the white shows up fine in the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're sitting here looking at it, if you angle it a certain way,
You put your tongue in the right place.
yeah. So and then I kind of sort of worked on my WIP-GO project, not the 10 days, but ask me if I care. So I've been making bags and ornaments and yeah, so no. So Stitching with the Housewives and To All a Good Night. They made really cute shirts at, I don't know if they still have any, at Fat Quarter Shop of this design, and it's about this much with without the words. Yeah, it's really, they're cute. This is how far I've gotten. So, is it tons more than when I started? No, but
Progress is progress.
but I've gotten some done, and I'm okay with it not having that much done to it because, you know, WIP-GO is not a job, and it's not a mandatory, and I just,
It's for your own good.
it's for my own pleasure to
Just
try to
help
get
you
whips.
help you get through your whips, you know.
But I haven't worked on this yet this year, but I do intend to spend some time on this. I started with this upper. This is Snowflake Ornaments by Cross Stitching for Fun. They do not have an Etsy shop, but you can find them on Facebook, and they have another shop somewhere else. So I started with this reindeer, and I didn't get really far. This is 25 count Lugana that I got at Hobby Lobby, and
is that the one that you found some mistakes in or something? I don't know why I think that about
in
that.
the design.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I thought that something didn't line up.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, no, the color in one of those animals, the color's missing, or
right in here.
Yeah,
Yeah, in his tummy. I don't know if it is in the pattern.
I see.
I don't have this pattern printed out. I have it on my tablet, and the tablet is charging so that I can work on this, because I kept looking at the tablet going, I really need to charge that so that I can work on it, because I thought, if I charge that, I can work on it while we're filming. And then I thought, you know what, I really want to finish that 2023 snowman, so maybe not. Anyway, I plan to get some work done on that, but not today, because I have to drive people around town. Okay, so the last thing I've been working on is the 2023 Temperature SAL Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. And
we got interesting weather.
We did. It
finally
rained 2 days. Today and day before yesterday. But I don't have today's temperature. You have to remember that it may have rained, but it's really not cold.
No, I know.
It looks like winter outside, and usually in the desert, rain means considerably lower temperatures, but it didn't. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, but I was hot a lot today. So it was still like 79, even when it was raining. But here it is so far. We've got a couple of green days. I'm sure the plants outside really...
Wow.
Yeah. And you can tell we're halfway across November.
So then there's only one more line.
Right. And then I'm going to put this part on WIP-GO for next year. I'm not going to try to do that while I'm doing the ornaments and everything.
Are you going to do another one for 24?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this quite a bit. But
yeah.
There was another one that I saw that I really liked. I saw it on somebody's Flosstube, and I couldn't tell you who it was that I watched, and I couldn't tell you
how to find it again.
Right. And I'm like, do I really want to go look for that? And no, I don't think I do.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we had very weird weather here this year. Well, everywhere. And not just here. So it was fun that I did that this year.
Yeah.
But ordinarily, from May to August, it would be the same exact color.
Right.
I would run out of red and orange. Actually, I'm kind of low on the red. And we never have blues or purples.
Right.
Scottsdale got snow once a couple years ago. So it wouldn't be that interesting.
Yeah.
When I saw this pattern, to me it was interesting in spite of the fact that it was a temperature SAL.
Yeah.
Now, she hasn't posted another one. Maybe her 2024 one is just as pretty. Because I like the flowers and stuff like that at the bottom, and all that. This looks like something I wouldn't mind having on a wall.
I like the border too. It's really nice.
It looks very southwestern.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very Native American.
Mm-hmm.
I love Native American art.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love it. We had, when I was in high school, we had some fabulous Native American artists at our high school. Just absolutely fabulous. And they let them do murals on the walls and all kinds of stuff, and it was very nice. Anyway, that's me, with the exception of the fact that you know, I did all those scissor fobs last week, right?
Yeah.
And so...
Are you telling a story right now?
Yeah.
Because I haven't gone yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's my turn. And then you can tell your story.
Okay.
Because we got to save those stories.
That's true.
So, what am I working on?
Same thing.
The same thing, except that I just found a mistake. Okay, I got to fix it really quick. I'm still working on the shawl. I've been calculating. This is the Yara shawl for my daughter's teacher in Boston. And the original plan, as you may remember, was to take it to her. It's growing. I'm working. This is my progress. The plan was to take it to her. Where did I just find that mistake?
At graduation?
For graduation in May. And then I decided to... Oh, I see. I decided to go out in a couple of weeks, and I thought, gosh, if I can get this done, it would be really great to hand it to her in the cold November, weather, so that she could actually wear it this winter and not have to wait all the way through hot, muggy Boston summer to wear this shawl. Now, hang on. This is supposed to be knit, and I dropped a stitch earlier, so... So I've been, as you may know, I've been working on it gangbusters, and then I started calculating, okay, how much more time do I need? How many, I have this many rows and this many days. Am I going to make it? Because my goal is actually to be finished with the knitting portion and only have the bind off to do, because it's a bobble bind off, and the bobble bind off is going to take a whole a long time. So I'm
you had to block it and all that.
Well, so I plan to have do the bind off on Saturday after Thanksgiving, and then on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, wash and block it. And then I'm going to have to take the 6-foot table plus, I think. It's huge. I'm going to have to take the 6-foot table in the garage and do the blocking out there. And I have wires. I have straight wires and I have bendable wires, because what you do is you put these blocking wires along the edges to keep it, to spread it out, to keep it straight.
Fortunately, it's a dry climate and not summer.
Well, in summer it would dry like that. I'm worried
Yes,
that
it would,
will.
but in summer there's more likelihood of a sandstorm or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, the garage is all right. So my plan is to get it washed and blocked on Sunday after Thanksgiving. And that gives it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to dry.
Yeah.
So that is the goal. If I don't make it, I'm going to be sad. But there have been hiccups along the way, which I will share as soon as I'm done with my portion. So anyway, this, because it's really funny stories, this is where I am. It's the Yara shawl by Natasha Hornby.
It's so pretty.
It's really becoming, I'm really proud of it.
Yeah,
and even the colors that you chose to do it in, I just love it.
So this is, I can't really show the whole thing because I'm halfway through a row, but this is the top of the shawl that you would wear. And then the portion I'm working on is the border along the bottom. It's a very wide border. It's 64 rows of this pattern area. And then there's a few more rows, and then another one of these red and yellow stripes. and then like a black or I don't know what, and then the bobble border is in white. So I still have a lot of knitting to do. And I have to clean the house, and I have to get ready for Thanksgiving, and my aunt coming.
You know, I was thinking just now when you were fixing that,
but
when you were fixing that, I thought, you know, you should put a really short how-to video on how to fix when you drop a stitch and it goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may do knitting and then realize that my stitch went down there, and how you can fix it and it's not a tragedy, and you don't have to pull it all out.
Yeah. So, or, okay. So before I talk about some things that I had to fix, I'm going to talk a little bit. Remember my jacket. So last week I bought some Christmas fabric, and I was thinking about my jacket. Remember I said I think there's a coloring template.
Mm-hmm.
So when you clean your fine treasures, my version, because I am trying to now stuff everything that has been bleh, all over Hannah's room back into my
That sounds like what we're doing here.
Back into my cabinet so that my aunt has a place to sleep. So as part of that, I started to like, what is all this crap in here? So I was cleaning through, but I found the bin in my dream box that has that Storm at Sea quilt that I started a long time ago, and as part of it, I found the coloring sheet. And I'm going to hold it. I'm going to put a picture close up here. This is the color worksheet that I used for the quilt I want to make. And so you'll see how it's the optical illusion of the curved lines.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad I found this because I'm like, I think there's a coloring sheet. So I can print another one of these out. This is by My Patchwork. I think .wordpress.com, and it's a person down in Australia, and it's a paper piecing quilt thing. And I just saw, like I said, when I was looking at this again, so I found my blocks, and they're like this big, which is really too big for a jacket. It wouldn't mean anything,
Right?
Because you need the visual of these to make it have that curvy line look. So. But I noticed that there's another version of it, small, where you can make small blocks. And I'm like, that's what I want. So I'm going to take one of these templates and use my 6 Christmas colors and see if there is a way to use those 6 colors in this. And if there is, I'll do it. If there isn't, I'll rethink it and do something different with that fabric. Make myself a quilt or give a quilt away. So anyway, I found this because when you're cleaning,
You find treasure.
you find treasure. So the other thing I want to show you all is today I worked for the symphony. I worked at an arts festival downtown Phoenix, and we were just there, begging people to come to concerts, which is what we usually do. But then on my way out, I was a few minutes late because I stopped to buy these. There was a man there from Mexico with woolen weavings. They had bags and rugs and sarapes and all kinds of things. But I bought, you know how I am about coasters. I bought these. Aren't these gorgeous?
Yeah,
Those are
they're really
coasters.
pretty.
Those are beautiful wall hangings.
And I only bought 2. I should have bought 4.
Oh my God, they're so beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? And it's real wool. I saw some like this actually in some shops in Taos, but they were synthetic fibers, and I'm like, I don't want that. So these are real wool. Aren't they gorgeous? So that was my find today. Okay, stories. I'm going to start with a story about this shawl because it's apropos to my turn here. Okay, I'm going to put my protectors on because I'm not done with this row. But I hope they stay on and not pop off. Okay, where's the center? Did I just pass the center? Oh, here's the center. Okay, right here in the center, the other day, I found a mistake in this section right here. I'm going to put a close-up of the mistake. What I did was, as part of mosaic knitting, you slip one color, while say you're knitting with the black, and there's some white that you need in the pattern, you slip it with the yarn, which means you just pull it, you just go, you don't knit the stitch, you just put it from one needle to the other. But the yarn you're working with has to run either behind it or in front of it. So in a shawl like this, you want it to run behind it so that it doesn't show on the front. And in two of these, two slip stitches right here that were black, I slipped, when I was working on the white row, I slipped the stitches with the yarn on the front side rather than the back side. And they were just two little white blips right here. And come here,
baby. Come here.
I was like, at first I'm like, I can let her down. I can let her down and fix it. Mm-hmm. Because it's not like, I mean, it would have been just literally pulling the stitch off, putting the yarn in the other side, putting it back, and then going back up. But the problem is that because there's so many slip stitches, I was afraid that I wouldn't remember, or would have to really calculate out which rows were had slipped black stitches or slipped white stitches. And then, because you have all these ladders, and you have to make sure you're using the right ones as you go back up, as Eve was saying. So I was like, I'm too scared to do that and wind up with a big mess. And then I remembered that I have a book called Fearless Fair Isle Knitting. And it's a beautiful book. I've knit, I have them back there. I knit some mitts, some fingerless mitts with, it's like intricate color work patterns. And in those, you only use 2 colors on each row, and which way you knit them, right, makes the design. And in that book, she says, because she's like all about doing it as fearlessly as possible, don't be scared, just jump in, do it. She goes, if you find a mistake that's several rows back, or you're finished with the whole thing and you find a stitch that should have been green, but you knit it red instead, she's like, or especially it works with black and white, right? Well, anyway, she's like, just use a Sharpie. No joke. So I was like, So I'm sitting there at work. I spread this puppy out. I got out my good Sharpies from work, and I pulled it way apart, and I colored those white blips black. And here's a picture of the fixed version. And the reason I was really concerned about it was because it's right in the center. So, like, if you're wearing it, it's going to be right in the center of your back. And I'm like, I can't live with it.
I love it.
So I just colored it. And then, but then, 2 nights ago, I think, I was knitting along, and you see these little plus signs here? They go all along the shawl. And every time I do a row, I kind of sit back and I look. I make sure, because you can see my little white slipped stitches along the top, because this is a black row and there's white slip stitches here, here, here. So I go through and I look at it. And if I find a mistake, I mark it with a marker, and then on my return pass, I fix it, right? So I really inspect it almost every row. And somehow I missed in one of these plus signs, right here, the line down went black, 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 white, black, and there was a white stitch in the middle of the plus, the T part, the long part here, and I'm like, how on earth did I miss it? So instead of slipping the black stitch, I knit it, right? So I'm like, I can't do that. So when I reached it the next pass, I laddered down, because I knew it was just a few rows down from where I was, and it's pretty straightforward because they're all black right there. So I went in and I fixed it, but because I'm like, I can't Sharpie that one, but it worked, and I fixed it, and I can't even figure out which one it was now. But
that reminds me, your Sharpie story reminds me of I don't know if it was in band or like with Mr. Barker or something, where some kid wore white socks to a concert, and they gave him a thing of shoe polish to cover his socks.
Fix your socks.
Yeah.
Yep. So sometimes you just got to do that. The other story about this shawl was I worked from home on, I want to say it was Monday or Tuesday. Monday. It was Monday. And I was working from home, but I also may or may not have been knitting at my desk while I was working from home. Toward the end of the day, I took it out and I was doing a little bit because I'm like, I have to do 4 hours a day to get it done. And usually I've been taking it to lunch and knitting it at lunch and stuff. So I worked from home, and I had to switch. I don't know. I had a bag that was white that was my NEC bag, but it had handles that were like faux leather, and it just started to like crumble. You know how faux leather crumbles off? So it was getting that crumble all over my yarn, all over me. So I switched back to my trusty Vera Bradley, which one of these days the handles are going to give out and I'll be sad. But anyway, that one doesn't close. It has a magnet closure, but it doesn't close up as well as the NEC bag. And you know what happens to yarn bags that are open in my house? The wool hunter comes. The wool hunter named Hobbs, who is very cute and sweet.
Okay. But very, very naughty.
But very naughty. And so it was hanging on my arm of my work chair. And I remember telling myself, I have got to move that before I leave. Mark and I had a class on Monday night. And I've got to move that bag before I leave the house. I thought it. I didn't do it. We came back from class and we were sitting around the dining room and I was like, I'm going to go get my... Oh no! So I go in there and the bag is open like this. And I'm like, oh no, what am I going to find? And sure enough, so this was sitting on the top like this. And somewhere, I think in one of these areas, it was in one of these patterned areas. There was a one piece of yarn, a loop of yarn pulled like that, snagged out. So that little brat had put his tooth in there and pulled it out. Fortunately, he didn't bite through. And if he had bitten through the yarn, I'm not sure what I would have done because it was back in the beginning part. It's not even like I could. Yeah. I couldn't have. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. So fortunately, he only snagged it, and I was able. It took me a long time to like pull the other stitches so they took up the slack and pull it this way and pull it that way, and I can't find it either. So, but that little cat nearly lost his life because I'm like, this is so much work, and I cannot.
And it's for a gift. It's not for yourself.
I know. So. Well, I mean, fortunately, nobody knows about it, but so I would have just been like, well. There's some time wasted. I mean, I guess maybe I could have... This has... I think it's wool and silk, so I might have been able to splice it. Which is where wool, if it's... but I think it's superwash, which may not spit splice as well. Where you take 2 pieces of yarn, actually with spit, and it works best with spit, not just water. And then you kind of rub it like, you get it to felt down itself. Or maybe I could have tied a tiny knot and hidden it somehow. I don't know, but I would have died. And I'm like, you're a little brat. I can't believe how close that was. So I have to be extra vigilant because I will cry if anything happens to this thing. Anyway, so I have now officially 1 week to get to the bobble row, and I am on row 40. So I always do this math. 64 minus 40. Hello, dog. The dog is on me. 64 minus 40 is, I should be able to do that in my head, right? 24 plus 14.
You just see her nose.
Is 38. And I have, including today, we'll say 7 days, right? So 38 divided by 7, which means I need to do 5.5 rows a day, including today. I do this to myself every day. How many rows do I need to do now? And then I timed myself the other day, and each row takes me about 20 minutes. They're so long. They're like 400 and something stitches now. And so at one point I went to Mark and I'm like, I have 15 hours of knitting left. But you can't do 15 hours in a row. Mm-hmm. And I don't even have Friday after Thanksgiving off. I have to work. And Thursday I'm going to be busy making, turkey. So I don't know. Maybe it won't happen. Then I'm like, well, maybe I could actually finish it in Boston. But then I can't give it to her because I got to block it. And if I tell her you need to block it, she'll never do it. Because I sent her yarn and she made herself a cowl. But she said, I'll send you a picture, but I'm really terrible at blocking things. So I'm like, I know you're never going to block it if I give it to you unblocked. Plus it won't be its magnificent self unblocked. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I guess I'll just have to take it in May. But anyway, so that's that. So those are my fixing my shawl stories. And I wrote some things down because I'm weird.
Oh, while you're looking at it, I'll tell about...
I'm done. You go ahead.
I have
a couple questions, but...
I had all that stuff on a different table. Remember I said I didn't like sitting on these chairs.
Oh,
and a lot of it I had already brought back and put away. But there's a little box of various sizes of gold beads. Well, gold and copper-ish. I mean, little beads. That I had used some of that was over there, and I purchased this at Walmart, and it has one of those closures where you just twist like that and it pops open, but every time I shut it I'm like, is that really closed? And you push on it because it doesn't like snap or anything. You don't hear it close. Anyway, I was walking over here to put it away so I could clean up this mess that I had on the table, and as I was going to put it in the drawer, I bumped the drawer, which opened the bin of beads, and I went, beads.
They went all over?
Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't even really drop that many beads. It was just, when I say drop that many, I mean compared to what was in the thing. Let me just say there's probably thousands of beads in this little box.
No.
So I got a Swiffer and I tried Swiffering them up. Couldn't pick them up. I tried a wet paper towel to pick them up when I brought them over there, but they were going in the little grooves of the tile. And I thought I had them all, and then we kept stepping on them. So they would stick to, like I had on my boot because I was walking around a lot, and they would stick to the bottom of the boot. I could hear them scraping on the floor.
No.
And there's probably still some there. A lot of beads that I wasn't using, like little Hishi beads, or I'm not gonna, but those little tiny little seed beads and all that, everywhere. I just everywhere. And I didn't even think that many had fallen out. Now if I were to take that out, you wouldn't know any were missing. I'm sure it's full.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was walking around barefoot, and
oh no,
and I just kept ow, ow, and then like my feet were a little clammy from the floor for whatever, and so and of course these beads were like getting just shoved in my feet. So I think I kind of brushed my foot off like on my pant leg. I was wearing.
I told her stop
pants.
doing it. Grab it off your foot.
But then so I would think, okay, that feels like I knocked it off, and then I'd go and step and it would still be stuck to my foot.
No, it's because you stepped on it again because you brushed it off. It's just like when you take a goat head off. You don't just brush it off. You got to grab it with your hand and throw it away, or you will get it on you again. Goat heads were the bane of my existence when I was a child.
I was telling Eve the other day that I was sweeping the floor, and we don't have a proper dustpan. Just
for a variety, we have had them, and have tried to keep them in the house. Various things have happened to them. One melted.
When the other day I saw I had this red broom, and it came with a dustpan that like snapped onto it or something. Some time ago, I bought it originally back in Little Rock, And so I thought, I saw that dustpan in the garage, and I went to get it, and it was like the plastic on it was like totally destroyed.
Well, I bought
the little rubber edge was good, but the rest of the
I bought a dustpan with the little brush thing, and Robert took it into his room. We try.
But so the other day, I was sweeping and I just had a little cardboard card, something from the junk in the mail. And so I was using that to pick up, the dirt and junk off the floor. And so I had a whole bunch of it balanced on this card, and I went to throw it away, and I hit the edge of the trash can and knocked all that stuff on the floor again. So I swept it all up on this little card, and I went and I hit the trash can again and knocked it. I was like, "This is crazy."
Was it some of those bead things that Robert
No,
uses?
it was dog hair and crumbs and junk, just stuff that you would sweep up, But yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it was very frustrating. And
Well, a dustpan's not going to help you with that. That's just coordination.
well, yeah, I have a little broom and dustpan, that little standing kind, in my room, and that I used when I'm sweeping with the cat litter and stuff like that. And but yeah, it's really hard. I have usually when I'm doing the litter box or something, I have big trash bags, and so it's a lot easier because it's because it's roomier, you can spread the trash bag out and but yeah, it's.
Here's an idea. They sell dustpans.
I know. I
At the store.
I kept thinking I should go and get the dustpan for my room because it's but.
Like I said, I keep buying them. They keep disappearing. So one of them Robert threw away because of whatever it was he was cleaning up. It got the dustpan dirty. I mean, it stuck to it. I'm like, just take it behind the house with a hose and wash it off. But anyway, I paid $1 for it or something, so I didn't care. But
That's funny.
yeah. But there's probably still beads all over, and I'm afraid the dog's going to eat them. But she's been eating lots of stuff she shouldn't.
Oh, no.
Plastic,
Yeah.
napkins. I don't even know where she's getting them because I'm like, I thought I threw that away. So I don't think she's getting it out of the trash can, but I don't know.
That's funny. Oops. That's a mistake.
I heard her biting something and pulling and that's her signal that she's picked up something that she shouldn't eat. And I tried, we were in bed. I had gone to bed. I tried to get it from her and she's like
Like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And then she swallowed it.
Oh, no.
I'm like, God, I hope
Oh
there
my
wasn't
gosh.
anything she couldn't eat.
Well, I heard this scraping sound, something sliding around in my room, earlier tonight while I was getting dressed, and I thought, what are they? The cats have found something. I thought, one of the things that they steal, or I give them sometimes, and I pick them up, eventually. But are these the plastic lids from a cup like this? Snug absolutely loves it. He'll if I give him a lid like that, he'll take it and bite it and bite it and bite it and bite it, till it's destroyed. And so I thought, well, maybe that's what they're playing with. Maybe there's one that I missed that was under the bed or something, because I could hear it, on the corner by the bed. And so when I got up later, I looked, and it's one of those stuffed banana toys.
Yeah.
That had gotten under the bed, I guess, and one of them found it under there. Was and it's all nasty. It's all slobbered on and everything.
Oh, no.
It's like,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, talking about cats. So, Mark and I were talking about Messiah, because I'm playing a Messiah tomorrow. That's a sing along, and so he started saying, "Oh, I can sing along. Can I sing along to the arias too?" And so he started singing the baritone bass arias. Just it was really funny. We were laughing, and Calvin was sitting above me at the top of my chair, like across the top, and Hobbs was sitting in my lap, I guess. And
You said, I was thinking about that conductor guy, Calvin.
oh, Calvin, no,
Like,
Calvin the cat, my cat named Calvin. You remember I have a cat
Yes.
named Calvin. So Calvin was sitting there, and Mark, I said, well, I said, you used to sing the soprano arias. So he's like, I don't think I could do that anymore. So he starts singing, and then he's trying to sing really high, and he winds up going like that. And Calvin's soul left his body. He freaked out so badly. He tore off the couch. And so Mark was sitting, I was sitting in my chair, Mark was sitting on the couch right here, and Calvin went off kind of behind the couch in the dining area where I could see him, and he's sitting stock straight up like this, and his eyes are giant, and his ears are like even longer and taller and pointy, and they're going like this. Who's in the house? What was that? I don't know what that was. Who's here? Who's here? You know, in that just like total alert cat mode, and his ears were like, but he wasn't like when Hobbs gets scared, he slams himself against the floor and, you know, crawls away and hides under something. And Calvin never gets scared. Like, he doesn't, when the front door opens, he'll run away and then he'll check it out, you know? But he doesn't act like that.
So it's obviously a comment on
Mark singing. Absolutely. But we were laughing so hard. We're like, we're sorry, Calvin. But it was just so funny because he was sitting there going, oh my God, someone's here. I don't understand.
It's like whenever Hannah plays her violin here in the house, the dog starts howling. And not howling because she wants to sing with the music. She's howling like, what is that sound?
So funny because I've never seen Calvin act like that. And oh man, it was hysterical. Mark's like, oh, we should have had that filmed for the dodo or whatever. It was so funny. But what was I going to say? Oh, okay, so I have a question for you.
What?
So a lot of people in knitting talk about whether you are a process knitter or a project knitter. So if you're a process knitter, you like knitting just for the sake of knitting. Doesn't really matter. The end product is a happy...
Like Grandma was.
Yeah, it's a happy outcome. But it wouldn't matter. Like, if you wind up having to rip something out and knit the whole thing again, you're like, well, I love knitting, so it's okay. And the project knitter is like, I have this thing, and I want to get it done, and so I'm only going to work on this, and because my satisfaction comes from the finished object.
Right.
So I was curious if people in cross-stitch talk about that.
Yes.
And what you guys... Because I think that I'm a process knitter, which is why... No. Yeah, I'm a process knitter, which is why I wind up with like 1,000 projects, and I just start a new one and work on this, and work on that, and learn this craft and learn that thing. And I mean, right now I'm really focused and monogamous on this, but this is not usual for me.
Right.
So I'm a process knitter. I know that. So are you? So what are you guys? Like when you were saying, I thought of it because when you were saying like I worked on this for 10 days. Or I might not work on this for 10 days. I don't really care. Or WIP-GO is, not a job, and I'm just doing it for my own.
Well,
so I'm curious.
So
what your thoughts are?
Even though I haven't painted or drawn for quite some time, I still consider myself an artist.
Well, of course.
And this happened when I was working at CEPAS as well. There is that need to create that happens. In somebody who creates, you need to make things, and it doesn't really matter what you make as long as you're satisfying that creative urge, as long as you're making things that you like. So when I'm cross-stitching or sewing or painting or drawing, they all feel the same to me. And sure, I love finishing it, and I like looking at the finished product, and I like having something done. But for me, the joy is in the doing. It's not necessarily in the object itself. So I guess that would mean
You're a process.
I'm a process artist.
Stitcher, artist, whatever. Well, yeah, because I see you as like, maybe a little bit like me. Like I've settled on knitting, but I just always want to have something to do. Like, I don't want to...
You're always starting some new craft.
Yeah.
And then you may or may not continue with it. But You're like when you started to learn tatting, you just wanted to pick up a new craft, so
Yeah.
you started to do tatting.
Yeah.
And then you said,
It's
not
like
really for
dating.
me.
It's like dating till you find the right guy, right? Like, is this the
Yeah.
right thing?
I think I am a process stitcher. I don't know. I used to be fairly monogamous when I started. I would just work on a project till I finished it, and then I'd work on another project till I finished it. But little by little over the year, like I would well, like that's why things like that old man sampler happened, because or why you and Mark didn't get the wedding sampler until like your 3rd anniversary or something.
Yeah.
Because like I was going, monogamous on those things, but then like once the deadline that I made for myself had passed, it was kind of like I lost my mojo. And so, I might work on it little by little, but I set it aside because something stalls out on me or whatever, and I find some other object to that I'm interested in. And so I'm sort of split in the middle, because I want to finish that thing, and I like with WIP-GO, what happens sometimes is like I'll pick a thing up, and then I have my 6-day goal or whatever, and then but sometimes it ignites in me a desire to finish it. And other things are like what Stephanie said, that the cough syrup stitches, where you're thinking, I want to finish it, but I'm not as motivated or whatever, or or like, and to me sometimes if something is very detailed or whatever, it gets overwhelming, I think. So I don't know if I'm I enjoy the process of stitching.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm a process stitcher more than
So
I don't know.
okay, so we need to leave soon. So Naomi, tell your rain story.
Yes.
Well, it starts back when we had our tipu tree trimmed. Mark heard several things hit the roof, but you're not like, I hope that didn't hurt anything. And then we had rain, and I didn't realize it was raining until it started raining in the dining room. Eli walks in, he's like, there's water on the floor, and I'm like, what did you do? And so I look up, and it's coming out of the register. Fortunately, it wasn't on our dining room or anything. So anyway, so now more water damage, and it's a good thing because we wanted to paint, that area, the whole house, the whole main area of the house, and we haven't yet. And I was like, well, I'm glad we didn't, because it would have ruined our new paint job.
I was gonna say, you said something? I think you said that it was by where your air conditioner is on your.
Yeah, it was coming out the air conditioner register.
Well, I was wondering if because you guys got a new air conditioner. Didn't
That was
you?
a long time ago. It's been raining since then. No, this is so you can see on the other side of the register, you can see some buckling in the paint. So it must be just up there.
Well, when they put something like an air conditioner on a roof, there's flashing that goes around it. So maybe the tree limb hit the flashing and made a gap where rain could go through.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway,
so it's just one more thing. Home ownership is so wonderful,
isn't it though?
Anyway, so that's our life.
Beth has to get ready to go to the symphony.
Yes.
Yes.
I went last night. Oh, look what I got. My friend who is leaving the symphony, he's off to do other things, gave me some reeds. I have a student player friend in the I got those last night. 5 reeds. I'm like, you are a gem. So hopefully one of them works. He's like, I hope one of them works. But anyway, I went to the concert last night, It is gorgeous. You're going to love it.
I finished everything besides the back stitching.
Yay! Congrats.
Okay,
I made a giant mistake, so I'm just going to undo what I've done here. And
there's considerable amount of back stitching in this, so.
I got to look and see what I did wrong.
And I cannot anchor the threads. It just drives me bananas.
So, we hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. It will be Thanksgiving before we see you all again. Yes. So we are thankful for you, our viewers and our new subscribers, and all of our friends who entertain us with your comments every week. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being our listeners, and we hope that it's not too painful for you to spend some time with us. And the next time you see us, we will be through Thanksgiving, and I will either be crying or rejoicing about this shawl. Huh?
Will you be here the week afterward?
The week after? No. Well, we can figure something out. Okay. I'm going to Boston the week after that, but we will see.
Ta-da!
So, ta-da! Yay. Congrats.
So it just needs back stitching and...
Yeah, but there's back stitching everywhere.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for one more week. We'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Here comes the dog.
She wants to think about
no, she needs the bathroom.